Alright, so we're going to keep on with the flatting of this image. And it's been a few weeks for me. You may notice some slight changes. I actually have a light now, so you guys can see me a little bit better. Like one of those real pro lights, you know. I also did something with this blank space up here, so I have a new logo and my name, in case you forget. So, alright. And before we go any further, I was looking at this file, and I'm going to go ahead and rename some things and clean this up because we're going to be dealing with layers a little bit in the next couple of lessons. So first thing I'm going to do is now I have this sketch file. Now I'm not worried about keeping this, but if you want to save your sketch before you delete it, you can always just go to the settings up at the top left, go to share, and then choose whatever you want there, PSD, JPEG, you know, whatever you want to do, Procreate, in order to save the file up to that point. But so that's an option. Don't forget to do that before you delete it if you want to keep your sketch. I don't really care about the sketch, so I'm just going to left swipe with one finger and hit delete. So now we have two layers here. I'm going to go ahead and just click on layer 2 I've got here twice. We're going to rename that to inks. Or I am. You can call it whatever you want. and then for this one, I'm just going to call it, what do we want to call this? Call this outline. Or main flat. There we go. This is just the silhouette, basically. But I don't want to spell silhouette. So we've got our main flat, we've got our inks, and that's all we have for this. The background color is going to stay there. So what we're going to do next is there's a feature in Procreate and Photoshop it's called alpha locking. And it comes from the name of the channel. Don't ask me to explain alpha channels. I don't even understand them that well. I don't really use them. But if you click on the layer you want, if it's selected, you just click it twice. Or if it's not selected, click it twice. So once the layer turns blue, click it again and hit alpha lock. Now what this does, this is extremely useful, okay? Because what this does, if I go get a color here and I'm on this layer and I try to paint on it, you'll notice that it won't go outside the lines. So what alpha locking does is it locks that layer to just the pixels that are already there. And if there is any transparency left, you can't paint on it, okay? So this means that when we start rendering and painting later, I don't have to worry about staying in the lines. I was good at that as a kid, by the way, staying in the lines. But it saves us a lot of time, okay? So I'm going to make sure that that is set like that. Now I want to keep that selection separate, okay, from what we're about to do. We're about to start changing all the other colors. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this layer. So I'm just going to click that button again. Actually, nope, you have to left swipe. Duplicate. And let's just rename this. I'm going to rename this to flats, because this is going to have multiple colors here. Now, it also copied the alpha lock, so if you want to check that, you can, but you can see even on the new layer, I still can't paint on it. So that's going to save us a lot of time. Alright, so I'm going to go to my brushes. I'm going to get my flatter brush again. Make sure that's selected. And we're going to zoom up. And very similar to how we did before, we're going to outline the things we want to make different colors. Now the colors themselves aren't super important at this point. We can change those anytime. But I like to try to get it in the ballpark of what I want to do. For some reason, I saw this guy as a blonde, so I'm going to make him blonde, but you can make him whatever color you want. So I'm going to go to the oranges here. And that's really close to his skin color. Let's get more yellow in here. Pretty saturated. You know, this is kind of a cartoony picture, so we can go really crazy with the colors. And you can test it a bit if you want. And that's pretty close to what I want. I want to get a little bit brighter, actually. Let's go all the way up. There we go. That'll work. So now I can use that alpha lock to my advantage. I don't have to trace all of the hair again, okay? Now there's a lot of ways to color. I know I've said that several times probably, but this is what I like to do. I think it makes the most sense. All right, so we're gonna zoom up and let's see, how big is my brush? I'll make the brush a little bit smaller. Something about like that. And I'm just going to start by making another outline here along the edge. And if you're not as fast as me, that's fine. You probably won't be. It takes practice. And if you mess up, you know, 2-finger undo is really close. So that's also why I like to break up my strokes, because if I did this, let's say that I do this and I'm going along here, and this is not very good, but I want you to see it, and then oh crap, I made a mistake. Well, now I have to, when I click undo, I'm undoing all of it. So it's something that I realized a couple of years ago I was doing instinctively. I didn't really think about it, but I started making really small strokes, at times, because I don't have to redo a whole bunch of strokes if they're wrong. So now you'll notice one thing that I do a lot, and I cannot remember honestly if I talked about this, but I do a lot of rotating because there's some things that just feel better to do. Certain angles, you don't have to do that, but it's just 2 fingers. You can resize or rotate. But I'm just going to keep this going here. And if you want to fill some of it in like that, that's fine either way. You know what? I don't even know if that line is necessary. Let's try something. So actually all I did, let's back this up. Okay. So now all I've done, I'm going to see if this works. I'm honestly not sure. I've only separated the 2 parts along where the hair meets the skin. So if I color drop this, let's see, if I color drop and then hold, no, it's not going to let me do that. That's fine. So, well, now we can make this brush a little bit bigger and just start going along this edge real wide like that. Now let's try it. And if it doesn't fill, just drag it to the left or right. So you can see, for me, color threshold of around 12% or so. Depends on your ink drawing and how you did it. But it's a lot faster once you've got that initial flat done. Alright, so what else? We'll just start at the top and work our way down. So for eyes, very common mistake is for people to just make eyes white, like completely, perfectly white. They're almost never that color. It actually looks kind of weird usually if you color that way. I'm going to make it just a little bit blue, because what they do is they absorb the light from the environment. So if he's up in the sky, then the eyes are going to look kind of blue. If he's in a forest, it might be tinged a little bit toward green. Not very much. This is going to pretty much look white, but you guys see what I mean. So I'm just go ahead and fill all this in. All right, and let's see. Green eyes, maybe? You can make the eyes whatever color you want. But I'm just going to pick really saturated green color. Fill that in. I'm still just using my flatter brush, so I've got good edges. Alright, and then you can move on to whatever section you want. We'll just keep going here. So we got this area around his neck. So what kind of color scheme do we want to go for here? He looks kind of villainous to me, so I'm going to use we'll use some purples and blues maybe, or purples and reds. We haven't figured that out yet. Doesn't really matter quite that much at this point, but so I'm just going to go get like a blue. And same thing as before, we're just going to trace around here. You could even do this part. We can always change it later. This part's actually pretty small, so you could drop fill this, or we could just color it in real quick. Whatever you're in the mood for. And next, let's do these shoulder pads. And let's make them red. Now I'm not going like all the way saturated super red because it tends to look a little crazy. So kind of a saturated end of the spectrum, but so again, we're just gonna fill this in. And then I'm just gonna drag the color over. And I think his gloves and his boots will both be red too. So really, I only have to be careful, like in places where his thumb is, where it's overlapping the other part. And then the rest of it, we can increase the size and fill it in more quickly. And like I said, you could scribble it in with a big brush, or you could color drop it. If you mess up, like I just painted some red there, we got the color drop feature right here between the two sliders. So I'm just going to color pick the skin and make this brush smaller, fill it in. Color pick the red to bring it back. We'll do like the standard superhero thing where he wears his underwear on the outside, which I never quite understood, but whatever. Color drop again. So again, I'm only really having to do the separation, that I can loop around it and color fill. So it goes pretty quick once you get that outline.